Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices, Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty, Rams is always here. We are community, we are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
Flow Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
The clock on the wall is about 2 minutes past 11 o'clock here in the studios of WINNFM 98.9. It's the 17th day of July. It's a beautiful Monday in the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. And you're logged on for another episode of Voices. My name is Socrates, host of today's program. And we have in the studios with us, we have in the studios, got to get my diction thing sorted out, two lovely souls in the person of Victoria and
Sydney, better
Sydney.
known as Dr. Sting.
Dr.
Sting.
Sting.
Yeah.
Okay. And you hear from the Riches of the Earth Organic Farm. Okay. And that's located down in the Halfway Tree area. Let me read a bit. It says about us. We are an agrotourism farm specializing in health and wellness. Your health contributes to our wealth. Our medicinal products are designed to support different pathways in your body. The main ingredients in our products are grown on a farm with no chemicals, preserving the integrity of your health and the environment. Let us take care of you. Okay, you've got my interests already. I'm going to give some shout-outs to some folks out there who are normally logged on. We got Rosemary up there in New York. We have Brenda. I want to say a very special welcome back to Petra Williams, back to Antigua and Barbuda. Had a wonderful week up there in the Big Apple. Welcome back home. And there are tons of folks I'll be reaching out to during the course of the morning. But having read what I read, I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself once again, and we get into the meat of why we're here. Okay. Ladies first.
Okay. Hello, I'm Victoria Baucom, Berkeley, and I am here to represent Riches of the Earth Organic Farm. And we're going to talk about different things. But first of all, I want to give thanks to the Most High and his son Yahushua for waking me up this morning and allowing us to be here to be with you today. Today, we're going to talk about some of the herbs and what the benefits are. We're going to also discuss rural tourism. And then we're going to talk about some of the products that we make on our farm from the products that we grow with no chemicals that are designed to help you stay healthy.
Sydney, can you top that?
Good morning to the public. I'm here this morning with you, but I'm Dr. Sting. I'm here to let you know what we can do to help to retain our health and to be better people as the time goes by. So I'm asking everyone to lend a listening ear. So we'll be reaching out to you and letting you know what the different herbs is good for. Especially now we're going to talk about diabetes and stuff like that, because lots of people are suffering, and we need to help each other as the time goes by. So this morning we are here with you, and we are going to get going right now.
It says here on your pamphlet, Ezekiel 47, verse 12, God made the fruit for meat and the leaf for medicine. So that's the gist of we talking about medicine.
Yes.
Okay, and your farm is not just a farm. I've seen the brochure, and you said we're going to talk about your rural tourism.
Yes.
And how, okay, so take us on the journey.
Okay. Well, okay. Maybe we'll first start about what rural tourism is. Now, tourism is a social, cultural, and economic phenomena, right? And what I have done, I've just completed a course in rural tourism and received my certificate from ICA. Now, I'm going to just give you a little information about rural tourism. What they say is that, let me get this here. The community-based tourism or rural tourism is about getting off the beaten path and meeting local people and who are immersed in the culture and learning about the local places and trying our local drinks and foods and actively participating and not just observing. And we want you to be comfortable and safe. And we practice environmental and social responsibility, and we want you to have fun. Now, tourism in the Caribbean is predominantly dominated by sand, sun, and sea. However, we are now embracing a new type of tourism, which is called the rural tourism. And we have several different rural tourism is that tourist activity carried out in the rural space comprising an integrated offer of leisure, targeting and a demand whose motivation is contact with the indigenous environment, and one that involves interaction with the local community. Now, I think that's very important because mostly a lot of tourists come to St. Kitts and to the Caribbean, and they go to your more highlighted tourist sites, and not a lot of. And we have a lot of activities in the rural communities. However, we are not really publicized a lot. But I think that now that ICA is really trying to make people know that there's a difference in just coming to the Caribbean to come to the beach. There are so many other activities that are involved in it. Now, there are different types of activities that involve rural tourism. We have the cultural heritage tourism, ecotourism, which is where, you go up in the mountains or you go to you're going to out in nature. We have adventure tourism. Now we have the zip line and the different things like that. Then you have the health and wellness tourism, which is what we're a part of, and the agro tourism, which we also are a part of. Mm-hmm. And then you have the food tourism, which we also have a part of. So we have three things that we offer or that we can offer the tourists when they come to our farm. And so that's one of the reasons why we're here today, to be able to introduce you all. And it's not just for the tourists either. It's also for the local population. We design everything that we do to make sure that you are comfortable, that your health is more important than anything else. That's why we don't use chemicals. That's why we mainly use products that we grow on our farm. Then we know that when we give it to you, that is a healthy product because we grew it ourselves. So we want you to know. And then we also have a variety of products that we grow or we make. We deal with the vegan population. Some people don't want to have dairy at whatsoever. So we have products that we make with no dairy products, with no dairy. Then we have people who are diabetic, who can't deal with a lot of sugar. So we also
You cater to them.
Yeah, we do cater to them.
There's actual restaurants on the farm.
Well, it's a combination area of where you could have it be a meeting area or you could have it a restaurant. So it's multifunctional, the area that we have designated for our tourists to come and to eat, to have a hands-on experience. So it's a multi-personal, functional type of area that we
Okay.
have provided.
Going to get into some of the products that you have on your brochure and what they represent. But have you reached out to any of the tour companies, taxi organization to generate traffic to your farm?
Not yet. And the reason why for example, right now, Sydney and his employees, and we have two wonderful young men. One is a little older than young, but who are working with Sydney. And the area that we really use is very windy. It's really nice, but because of the wind, our tarp has torn. So they're fixing that up right now so that we can get that back in place. But once we get that in place, then that's one of the reasons why we wanted to talk with you, so
Okay.
you could start come and see it yourself.
Okay, well, we have a few months before the active cruise season starts. But so right now, we want to speak about what's there in the rural areas that will
Yes.
attract folks to get off the beaten track, make it a
Yes.
very interesting experience. The health factor is very important because we have to, we're looking about eating healthier these days. And as you
Absolutely.
said, there are a lot of people with various ailments, so you can speak to them about the herbs that you produce there and what they're for.
Yes.
Sydney, Dr. Stick, talk to me.
Well, now is the opening time now that I should reach out to the people and let the people know that we are ready to receive one and everybody, not just the tourism sector, but one and everybody, because we're dealing with health. And as long as we are dealing with health, we are more or less entitled for one and all. So right now, we are opening the doors so that everybody could reach out and find out what they would like to really know about the farm, which is of the earth, where we reach out and we pronounce.
Your location is where?
At Halfway Tree.
Half a tree
Yeah,
in the
that's
Garden
about
God
8
area?
miles. That's about 8 miles from Bastia. It's just outside. It's about 200 to 300 yards away from Godwin Gut. It's on the right-hand side, which we call the mountain side, going to the west. And it's easy to find. You just there is a little gas station where they sell propane gas.
I know the
Yeah.
location, but for the other folks who don't really know, if you're traveling west, when you get on the Garden Gut, before you mount that hill to go into Half a Tree proper, there's a little turn off there on the right.
I
Is
think
that correct?
not so correct. You have about say about 200 meters away from Godwin Gut.
No, but he's asking, there's another gut in Halfway Tree,
Yes.
which they call Coker Gut.
Right.
Coca Gut, yeah, I know
Yeah.
that.
Yes. And that's how you get into our
Our
farm.
farm.
Okay.
You come up Coker Gut and you come right into the farm. And it's not a bad road or anything. You just drive
Easily
in.
accessible for
Yes.
normal vehicles. You don't need
Yes.
4x4 to get there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No,
You
no.
do not need any
Okay.
of that to get there. Yes.
Okay, we are into the time when we have to take a break from the sponsors. But that was just to lay the foundation of where you are and what you do there. When we get back, we get into more details of how the farm functions.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Rhymes the good food people always there to serve you. Rhymes the good food people locations right near you. Rhymes the good food people in store specials for you. Rhymes the good food people. Rhymes. When you need better service, Rhymes is always here. Better value, better prices. Rhymes is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rhymes is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rhymes for you and me. We are community. Rhymes for you and me.
Flow Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs, plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Okay, we're back with the program. We have with us in studios Victoria and Sydney, and they're from the Riches of the Earth Organic Farm. Sydney, we're talking to you just before the break. Are you a herbalist? Can you be described as a herbalist?
Of course I am.
Okay. Because I've seen some things here, but I want you to speak to the public as to your experience with the herbal remedies. So go right ahead.
Well,
And also talk about as a youth. This is where he learned his from. His grandmother,
Okay.
who's from Nevis. And there are certain herbs that they use. And so Sydney is going to talk about some of these
Beautiful.
herbs. All right, what is the body cater for, Sydney? Okay.
now this morning I'm here to introduce myself as Dr. Sting, better known as Sydney, as some people call me Copy. Well, I'm here to let you know what some of the different herbs are really for, such as now, like we have the body cater.
I remember
and,
that.
And the body cater is a plant which it don't come very tall, as well as we pull that tree when we go into the mountain and things. We pull that tree to whip the donkey with, so we call it donkey whip as well.
Okay.
That body cater, because you have two kind of body cater. One that we make fencing with, which can
That's
be.
the one I recall.
That's
The one that
you-
we use for fencing.
Oh, that's the one you.
That's
you
the one
know of.
I know of, yes. I thought there was only
Right.
one, but go ahead.
But no, the other one is the leaf is something like the what do you call the leaf now? The leaf is different, and the tree is also different. They call it physic nut. A matter of fact, it's the same donkey whip. They call it physic nut. The nut on it is good for constipation when you're constipated.
And you learn these remedies from your...
From my grandmother, step grandmother.
And what did she use that body cater for?
Well, like I was just saying, it's good for constipation. When you're constipated, like you can't go off and stuff like
Understand.
that. You know, you get that. You dry the nut and you boil them.
And what you said was for boils, that she also used that for boils.
I'll go on to say the body care whip, as we say, donkey whip. It's also when you have abscess, like you have a toothache or stuff like that, and we use it for abscess. Or even if you have a rash, like sore and it's an abscess, you get your Vaseline and your Epsom salts, and you get the same herb. You could put it in hot water, and you once it
The
gets
leaf,
soft.
the leaf, I've seen
yeah.
it done.
Yeah.
I recall seeing it done as a child, because he mentioned the Epsom salt and the Vaseline,
Green,
and you put on the area.
Right.
You heat the leaf, actually.
Yep.
You heat the leaf, and it comes out kind of oily. There's an oil that
Well,
comes out of it. You put it on the affected area.
Area. Yep.
I recall that as a child also. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And then what about the Medina?
Oh, Medina.
Have you ever heard of the Medina?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Well,
At
brother,
some point, we're going to open the lines for the public, and they'll be able to call and engage, because they're folks that are very knowledgeable
Well, of
and will
course.
be familiar with what you're describing. So go right ahead.
Yeah, the Medina is something that I think you may know of if once you sees it. The Medina, it really, we call it also, or we use it. It's a feed for the horses. So they give it to the horse, you know, and this motivate. It's enhanced.
Give it the energy.
Yeah, it's very great for energy. Very,
Okay.
very great for energy.
Is it for the
Be-
men too?
It's very great for energy, and it's also good for even the human as well, because I makes a drink from it as well,
Okay.
which enhance the body, immune system, and give you the vigor that you need, man. It makes you shine.
Okay.
It causes you to
Medina.
shine. Modino. Yeah.
It's grown widely, or is it just on your farm?
No, it's wild.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's a wild plant. But it's to know it.
Okay.
When it comes to herb, it's to know herb. Because once you know them, and you could get to know what they are for.
The healing properties.
Yes. Then we know where we'll be going. So
The guinea hen weed or the strongman bush?
the strongman bush. No, strongman bush is what they call guinea hen weed. We know Dr. Sabi speaks a lot about the guinea hen weed, which the Jamaicans should know much about the guinea hen weed as well. And that's in St. Kitts.
What you use it for?
Years went by. What the old people did with that guinea hen weed, and what is guinea hen weed really is what we call
Strongman bush.
strongman bush. And you know, in years went by when people didn't have these fascinated bedstead and stuff like that. You know, people used to got their lodgings and stuff. So when we had those sort of things they call bug, the people would get the strongman bush and they would put it under the beds and stuff like that to help.
Really? Okay.
Yep. So then, that is what we really call guinea hen weed, and it's strongman bush.
No, we call it.
We call it we in
Yeah.
St. Kitts call it strongman bush, but in Jamaica they call it guinea hen weed.
And he says they might also
Oh.
call it strong back.
Oh, okay.
Strong man.
No, he's saying that that's another
Word,
name
yeah.
that they call it in Jamaica. Strongback root.
Could be.
Well,
Could be.
people give plants different names as we go to different places, so we gotta just work with it as we go by. Now we have the stinging nettle, which is very, very important because the stinging nettle is so important that people who have pressures, different pressures like blood pressure and stuff like that, it's very, very good for the pressure.
And,
And
prostate.
it's also good for your prostate.
I'm reading here.
People-
We have a review from an OP in St. Kitts. The stinging nettle tincture has really worked for me. I had prostate issues and urinated 7 or 8 times at night. Since taking the tincture, I go only once or 2 times. It really works.
Yes.
So thank God.
The stinging nettle.
Yeah.
I've heard other people speak about it, but this is the first time I hear that it relates directly to prostate issues.
Well, I over the years I've been having plenty of people coming to me for that because they've been having problems.
Okay. We are favored with a call from the public, so let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Good morning, the king.
Morning, sir. How about
Right.
That one pigeon good.
that? Beautiful.
Yeah, and good morning to the 2 agriculturalists there.
Victoria and Sydney.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Now, I'm here listening, and I just heard you all mention or describe the strongman bush.
Yeah. Guinea
Yeah,
hen
and
weed.
the lady called it a different name to St. Kitts people. What's called strong back.
Strong man bush.
No. There was a suggestion from Jamster that Jamaicans call it strong back, something like that.
Okay, yeah, and we in St. Kitts call it strong man. Mm-hmm. Well, my question is this: what is about that bush that strong is added to it? Because when I was going to school, and I know then I'm going to get licks in the morning because of something I did yesterday or today, we would rub my back with that same strongman bush. I was told by the older folks, rub your back with strongman bush and I'm not going to feel no lash.
It numbs the skin so you don't feel the pain. I've heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, but I know the lash were hard, though.
It seems as if you're always in trouble.
Yeah?
It seems as if you're always some kind of trouble. In school, you get licks.
Everywhere he went.
And everywhere I went, really, I get in trouble, I get licks. And I said, well, if these are strongman bush and the licks come hard, well, I ain't coming back to school for a while, I gone, so.
I see. So that was part of the cultural belief when you're growing up. You would rub your skin with strongman bush and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rub them, man. Properly rub them, and I smell stink of a bush, you know. And I don't be with carbolic soap. And it licks them hard. So
Why do you really work,
that's my question. Why strong is added to them?
Well, it had some medicinal value. It wasn't designed to, deaden your skin from blood. So at least,
Okay.
No, beyond that, the word strong has a lot to do with different things because you got to remember that it was also good for when you have fall lice and stuff around you.
Yeah.
So whenever it get dry, it give off its accent.
Aroma?
Yeah, it give off its fuse. And then you find like that used to keep away the fall lice and stuff like that.
And then you talk about the bug.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah, well, definitely, it doesn't matter what we do with bug. Let me tell you one time. My mother was living in a little wooden house. You know, them days we had houses with nag.
Yes.
And every Saturday, my mother would scrub the floor with brush and we would kill the bug out of the settee.
Mm-hmm.
So one morning, me and my mother in there scrubbing. We don't scrubbing the floor and killing bugs. So we knocking the settee. When they drop, we bang them. So she in front and she knees and me right up behind her on my knees with a sneaker or slippers. And she hit the bastard and a load of bug jump at one spot. And they take off like it's a marathon. So my mother plunged to kill all of them with one lash. And in she plunged in, she passed her gas in my face. She said,
gosh.
Vincent, watch out. I said, that's okay, mama, man. Why you can't catch you in front, you shoot behind. So I want to know, well then, if this strongman bush wasn't strong enough to kill them, so that we had to bang them, kill them.
Well, also, Dr. Sebi, I think Jamaica has done more research in the strongman bush or the guinea hen weed than we have done here in St. Kitts and Nevis. In fact, in Jamaica, there are 2 doctors who did
Excuse me,
research.
I'll hang up and let someone try to get in.
Okay.
All right.
I'll listen off the air. Thank you.
They did research on the guinea hen weed, and they were able to get a patent on the guinea hen weed on the products that they made. And as a result, two scientists came to them and wanted to buy the patent from them. And they said no, because if these people were willing to give up so much money, they knew then that
It
this
had
was
real value.
It had real value, right? And so Dr. Sebi also, the late Dr. Sebi also spoke highly of the strongman bush or the guinea hen weed for its benefits.
Thank you. Okay, we have a call on the line. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller 11 Voices.
Good morning. Can you repeat the bush that you said when you want to go off? You use for me, please?
You spoke earlier about that help with the digestive system. Was it Barricado or something like that?
Barricade.
Yeah, the lady's listening. She wants to know how it works. Okay, we'll also call her, but she's still listening. So if you can repeat what you said earlier.
No, I was talking about the barricade or the physic nut. The nut itself, what we call donkey whip. I don't know if you know, you will really know it, but that tree bears a nut. We call it physic nut. It get dry, and whenever it dry, you can boil it and drink it, and it make you goes off. It help you to goes off.
Have the next one? You have this call? Okay, let's take this other caller. Miss Warner, good morning.
Good morning, King.
Yes, sir, how are you?
Not too bad. And good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, sir.
Sydney.
Morning.
And good morning, Victoria.
Good morning.
Now, the same strongman bush you are speaking about. The strongman bush, I remember when I was a little boy coming up. My mother used to, the elder people used to bathe, they sap the children and skin with that same strongman bush. You put it in the water, and you had a bush that called blood dog bush. I never hear about that.
Of course I
You
do.
never hear about the blood dog bush?
Of course I do.
Blind dog.
Okay. The strongman bush and the blood dog bush, they used to sap children's skin with it. They say it was good for rash pan the skin and everything and whatever. And it helps strengthen the joints. So they sap the skin, they sap the muscles them and the joints them with that same strongman bush and the blood dog bush. And that same strongman bush, I also hear that it's good for kidney and cancer and all those things.
Yes.
Well, it's
yes.
very good for
You could boil
cancer.
it and you could dry it and drink it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I do drink it, and I hear good for prostate too. Clean your prostate glands and everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's good to lower blood sugar as well.
The same strongman bush.
Yep.
Yes.
How?
All right, then I will listen to the rest after you.
All right, thanks. Migration has affected our people in ways that we still haven't measured, because there was a time that we migrated and we lost touch with the cultures of the, I don't like to say old people, but our ancestors.
That's
The
right.
various plant life they use for medicine, we never paid attention. And so the people can come today, research those same plant life, as you mentioned, somebody wanted to buy from a person, and sell it back to us, repackaged,
Yes.
Right.
but chemically altered.
Yes.
So folks like you who have that knowledge, you retain that. You know, it's good to be able to come in there and speak to it. I know Dr. Whitaker, I saw him some morning ago, say, how you, doc? You don't even know who, he taught me in school.
Oh.
You know, science and, but he has a book about the plant life and the
Yes,
various
he does.
healing properties of such. You have brought me 2 items this morning. There's a herbal tea. I can't make up the,
I'm sorry for
it's a bit
that.
faded, the first one.
I'm sorry. It's the digestive care.
Digestive
care. Yes.
care. Speak to us about that before we go to the next break.
All right. Digestive care. A lot of
What are the ingredients?
okay. The ingredients are the strongman bush. or
Strongman
the-
bush.
Or the guinea hen weed. Yes.
Okay.
What you all call the black sage, the sour sop, the holy basil, and the lemongrass. And the reason why we have the combination like that is because when I met Sydney, I had a problem with my liver and I had all of these fibroid cysts. I was really in bad shape. And Sydney gave me all of these herbs. He called them a babble. He said that you need more than one herb in order to be able to address the problems that I had, right? And so as a result of drinking these herbs, when I went back to the United States and had a complete physical, my liver had become completely regenerated. All my fibroids were gone.
Pause on that. We have a call. Caller, you're live on Voices. We lost the call. Something. We got something gossip what you were saying. Okay. Any other caller there? Okay, continue, please.
Yes. And so when I really, and what is interesting, I'm from America. And before moving here, I spent thousands of dollars in a place called Whole Food.
Take this call. I know Whole Food. Let's take this call. Caller, you're live on Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, and good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
One question, yes. Now, I just want to find out if your guests, if they have papaya on their farm, and if so, can they state and also give their number so that I can try to make a connection?
Your contacts. If you have papaya on the farm?
Oh, yes, we have papaya. In fact, I've just made a papaya pop. We make ice, instead of having popsicles, we have fruitsicles. And I just made one with papaya. But my number is 664-1175. And Sydney's number is 667-4248. And he also has another number. What's your other number? Talking to Mike.
766. 4248 and 667-7748.
Okay. Let's hold the calls and let Victoria finish what she was saying because it's very important. So I had to interrupt you a couple of times. So callers, please give us about 5 minutes while you continue about your experience with the herbs and how Sydney was able to help you.
All right. And what happened prior to coming here, as I said, I used to spend a lot of money in Whole Food, and it helped a little bit, but it did not do what the herbs here have done for me. And when I went to the doctor, and had this complete physical, and I saw that all my fibroids were gone. And the doctors had said, 3 doctors had recommended I have a hysterectomy because these things were so big. And to see that all of them were gone.
After the treatment that you had gotten from Sydney?
Yes.
How long did that take to manifest?
Let me see. I think about a couple years before, because my liver was really diseased. It wasn't just a fatty liver. I had a diseased liver.
You said was, that's past tense.
Yeah, because as I said, when I went to get this this physical, my liver has been completely regenerated, restored.
Seriously?
Seriously restored. So I'm saying that, and that's when I really said, Sydney, we're going to start packaging these herbs that we are growing because they are seriously working. In fact, my brother is dealing with stage 4 cancer, and he's gone through chemo and radiation, and he started drinking the herbs. And at first, he was really down. And I spoke with him, I think it was yesterday, right? He said that Sydney looked like Black Jesus. But he is so, he is up and he's about,
vibrant.
And he's saying that these herbs are really working for him. And, we get a lot of testimonials from people who are using our herbs. And, as you said, I think it's very sad that this knowledge has escaped or is, been lost because we have what we need to stay well. Like a lot of people now are dealing with the hypertension and diabetes and a lot of different ailments. And we have the herbs right here. This is God's medicine.
It's a knowledge,
oh,
a
yes.
lack thereof.
Yes,
That's
yes.
really causing us all this stress.
Absolutely. And that's why, I would love Sydney until the day I die because he has made a new woman out of me because of these herbs. And I am, and the thing is, we have sun 12 months out of the year. We also have, we did have water. And, but still, we have herbs that are very vibrant. They're very powerful. And you can't get this anywhere else, in America, because most places are seasonal. So they don't have the same type of environment that we have. And that's why I believe these herbs that when I met Sydney worked for me, whereas the ones in Whole Food did not.
Okay. We are the point, sorry, Stephen, we got to take a call. We got to take a station break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back. You'll have a chance to follow up on what Victoria said.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Flow Road to Home is life made simple. One affordable plan that gives you internet at home and mobile on the go. Constant connection anywhere and everywhere, wherever your plans may take you. Switch today and get double the data on your mobile with 60 gigs, plus unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube and 400 megabits per second internet speed. Flow Road to Home internet and mobile plan. Your non-stop connection. Visit a Flow store or discoverflow.co for more info. Conditions apply.
Enjoy the convenience of getting all your documents in one place. At the TDC Copy and Print Center on 4th Street in Basse-Terre, we do just that. We offer document formatting, graphic design, and copy and print services. Our team of professionals truly understand all your needs, whether it be administrative, professional, academic, or personal. You bring it, we deliver it with quality every time. Visit the TDC Copy and Print Center today in the TDC Mall on 4th Street in Basse-Terre or call 465-2511. Your copy and print specialists are waiting to serve you.
Buster! We run things are run we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste, Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster.
Okay, we're back into today's presentation of Voices. We go straight to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hi, good morning, the King.
Morning, Africa. How are you doing?
And good morning to the couple there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're speaking my language. I just want to add to say that.
That's good.
With the herbs and the knowledge lost and the knowledge regained because there's a resurgence and such. But my question to you is, what is the applied discipline to the individual after we have been eating? And I like to quote from a friend of mine, E-Truth. He has this old adage, or he coined a phrase, which he said that we are digging our graves with our teeth. Because after all, it comes to the way we eat. We think that everything should be eaten without modesty. And as a result of habits, bad behaviors, we end up in these situations, dire situations. But alas, the body can really heal itself. So my question to you, what is the applied discipline that you should advise the listeners to do? Because here we are using the herbs, but at the same time we are compounding the herbs or the healing process with the way we have done things before. And as a result, we don't get the result some might get the results, but some may not get the results because we continue to do the things that we was doing before, which caused us in the mess in the first place. And now we are applying the herbs, but yet we don't want to put aside those things, those habits. Can you enlighten the people? Can you let our people, the listeners know that it needs a discipline so that you can order to allow the herbs to pervade, to take control of the body, so to speak. Thanks for listening.
Sydney, I think that you would really be good to, if you look at Sydney now, look at his physique and everything. If you look at Sydney, you see that he's in great shape. He also gets on me because a lot of times I still eat too much meat. And he does eat fish, but he eats in moderation. And I come outside. Now, when I'm on the farm, I eat great. But when I get outside, then that American part of me takes over, and I'm feeding my face. So I think Sydney is, but that's why what he does. And when I'm back on the farm, I'm always drinking the jelly water. I'm using all of these herbs.
The cactus.
Most of the food is Ito. He does the cactus. So, Sydney, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, now what happened is that we got to be careful with our diet in which we pronounce things to be. Such as when we look at the way we intend to feed our bodies, is that one of the first things that we really try to overdo is sweet, sugars. Mm-hmm. And once we're dealing with sugars, then we have one of the biggest problems. Because I think that's one of the most biggest problems in the world today, sugars.
It's a poison to a system. And it's very hard to get away from because it's in so many of the products that we use.
Well, I don't think it's so hard, it's all about the mind.
It's the what?
It's all about the mind. It's mind over matters. What happened is that we engrave ourselves to whole habits.
But Sydney, let me stick a pin in that for a moment. I love my sugars. But what happened is now I have an opportunity to make things where I don't need to use all that much sugar. Whereas before, most of the products that I bought from the stores was loaded with sugar. So there's a difference. Just like I was saying with the ice or the fruit pops that we're making, they're straight from the fruits, and we don't add any sugar to it, right? And it's delicious, Or even if we make the muffins and different things, I cut that sugar in half because what's happening.
The point that Sydney was trying to make when I said that is hard to get away from. I'm looking about all the many products that has sugar hidden.
Exactly.
Right? You would hear a drink advertised as sugar-free, but it's got like a
percentage.
No, it's got another chemical in it. I forget.
Alternative to it.
To it.
Yeah.
You hear like Coke Zero, and there's no sugar in it, but it's got I forget the name of the thing. And you find when you don't feed you're taking it directly into your system, that's when it really damages you because you figure, well, I'm not taking sugar. But if you read ingredients in the corn, we buy everything, just about everything, having certain percent of sugar.
Right.
So it adds up. So you're not eating like a piece of cane or a sweet beverage that you're throwing your brown sugar in. So you figure you're okay. But it adds up. Cumulatively, it really breaks down the body. Rosemary, good morning. Go ahead.
But at the same time, when we talk about sugar is processed in different manners and ways, right? Because for instance, let's take the sugar from the sugar cane. Now, the sugar from the sugar cane, the way it's has processed, right, is that they have to put certain things with it to make it what certain components with it to make it what it should be, such as lime. Lime is what makes the sugar grainy, and that lime has an effect. That's what causes the effect within the health. That lime that makes the sugar grainy. When the body absorbs too much of it, then it starts having effects.
Negative effects.
Yeah, very negative effects. So we got to always be careful with the percentage of sugar that we accumulate in our bodies.
Okay. The point the last caller made is that we're taking all these cures. But if you continue with the same lifestyle of eating the same all the time, you actually negate the effect.
Well, because what happened to us, with the things we do, we don't look at percentage. We just go randomly, eat randomly, drink randomly. So because we don't look at our level, at how we pronounce ourselves using these processes, there is which part the damages are coming all the time.
But listen, when I first moved here and went to the supermarkets, it didn't look like American supermarkets. Now the supermarket here looks just like an American.
How long ago was this? How long ago was this when you first moved
I moved here in 2003. And at that time, you had processed food, but you didn't have an overabundance of processed food, right? Now on the shelves, all you see are processed foods that you can make immediately. You can cook them in just like that, right? And when you look at the ingredients that are in these processed foods, this is what's damaging our bodies. And therefore, even if you're drinking the herbs, right, but you're consuming all of this processed food, you're doing damage to your body.
That's the point that Africa was trying to make.
Yes.
And that's what I want to respond to. So, do you find people call you as consultants?
Well, we have had people come, yes, to call us and ask
You want to share your number at
information.
this point? Let them know how you can be reached if they want to speak about dietary change, because there are people who are listening, but without the ability to reach out and speak with the people one-on-one who have had experience, like
Yes.
you, in your case,
Yes.
you're speaking about your own personal experience.
Absolutely.
Right? But we have two callers. Let's get them in before we can, but we share your numbers with the public. We lost one. Let's see what the other caller have to say. Both dropped out?
Oh, sorry about
right.
that. Okay, the numbers are 664-1175. That's my number, Victoria. Sydney's number is 667-4248. He also has a digi. 766.
7748.
7748.
And you're from the Riches of the Earth Organic Farm.
Yes.
Halfway tree.
Yes.
Half a tree. We have a caller. Let's take this caller. Caller, you're live on Voices.
Good morning, Socrates.
Sister Henry, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning, Victoria and her husband.
Good morning.
Now, growing up, there were a number of fences, barricade, as they say.
Barricade, yeah.
Yes, on my street, we used to actually wait until Good Friday to cut them for them to bleed.
Yeah, that's true.
But they were always considered poisonous.
That is not the poisonous type. There's another type which has a bigger fruit that people make fences with. That's the one that are really poisonous.
So it can be found all over the island?
Not anymore?
Not
like before. A lot of things now have, die out because of the...
Yeah, because when I hear it about now, strongman bush, when we were growing up and you under your arm smell, let me say it how we used to say it, body odor, your mother would say, go down the alley and pick some strongman bush and rub it under your arm. Have you ever heard about that?
Of course.
That's what we used to use it for, to get rid of the body odor.
Even
under your beds and whatever. Now, this thing about the strongman bush and cancer, somebody recommended it to me when my husband was alive. And a Jamaican. So what they said to do was, it was the first thing in the morning you would drink. Not the big cup. And Well, there were some on my street, but they seem to be hard to get. So let me get straight to the point. You're recommending a lot of these things. Do you have them herbal gardens on your farm?
Of course.
Yes. Yes. We
What
have
about jumbie beet bush?
Yep.
I know when
that.
you're
Of
small,
course
you
I've
have a
got it.
cold. So can people buy slips from you or what?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
we
so
are
those are
preparing,
the cancer.
Mrs. Henry. Now, when it comes to buying the plants, we are getting in the position now to start preparing for that purpose because, due to how the weather was, we had a disaster,
Right.
so we're
It's
going to
dry
pick back
weather.
up on things in a while.
Yeah, but
Because
fortunately,
I was just thinking, so to all those out there who got cancer, okay, so the first thing in the morning, you get the leaves and you put them to steep in water, boil the water.
Of course.
And yes, I think she said about a quarter cup or something like that. And the research was done at the UV. Because sometimes people say, oh, they got UV and what UV doing? This thing about cancer, they think, we call it the strongman bush.
Yeah.
I realized that the worm bush seemed to be extinct. What do you know about that?
we had a lot of that.
Yeah, the worm bush, we don't really have that at the moment. But, that was very good instead of having the
Yeah,
antipa.
when you're small, your mother said go down the alley with some worm and bush. So, as we have information, Dr. Whitaker has done I did some work. There need to be nurseries where people who are interested could get access to because the strongman bush is almost extinct.
Well, for some people, not for me.
Well, so you go it on the farm, you cultivate it.
We have a
Beautiful.
lot of strong
I have a lot of
bush.
that. I always keep a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's
All
that
right, then.
important.
So you could recommend it because some people might have access to it and they don't know.
Well,
Rather than-
listen, once we, like you were talking about the jumbie bead and the
Jumbie
strong
bead
man bush and the man better man. Have you heard about the man better man?
Of course.
Socrates. He's not man better woman, he's man better man.
I understand.
Well, when it's a man better man,
The people in St. Peter, the older women, they are usually traditional bush sellers in the market,
Are they still doing that?
Yep.
Yeah, you want to know how bush you go. Well, I know Miss Jeffers, I think she passed. I believe so.
Oh, yeah, she did. I remember her, yes.
She's been selling citizen and rams thing out there. You could order a bush, sage bush, all of those bushes there. But St. Peter's, some might growing up. The herbalists, as we call them now, we call them the tea bush people, eh? So maybe you could check out St. Peter's. Maybe some of these things exist still in the bushes. All right, then, but you had me going with the barricade, because father and the barricade are poisonous.
No, there are two types. That's the issue. There are two types. One they call the donkey whip, and the other one that they used to take and make fence with. That's the one you know about.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, then.
Thank you for that, Sister Henry. We got a couple of minutes before we break. I want to say good morning to Amber, Toothpick, Trevor, and down there with Rosie at the Four Seasons over in Anguilla. They logged on and they're paying attention. Rosemary, once again up in New York, and Brenda and Petra Williams over there in Antigua. We have a wide listenership, and I'm pretty sure they're paying attention to what you have to say. We got about a minute before we break. Anybody want to fill in that minute? Anything at all? Quick call before we break. Caller, you live on Voices.
Yes, good morning.
Bonnie's talk to me.
Everybody there. Yes, the reason why we ain't getting them bush, do you know? Because this chemical come, they flit and everything.
The herbicides.
Yeah, and bush, we used to just see them just pop up in the yard, pop up by the cane barn, and they're good to go, but what happened? These people just come, they split, and now what happened?
They also
So that's
affect
why
the
we-
butterflies and the fireflies. All those just disappear.
Yep.
Yeah, because the people just come with the split because when they wanted to do the lick, do the, how they do. You stop the flitting and it much better. And I don't flit me hard. I just make sure I just pay the person to do it and clean it up for me. I don't flit it.
Okay,
Yeah,
appreciate
because
that.
it's not going to kill out the thing. And you look at the bush. I saw bush here. I never even think you go there.
But this,
Any bush go there?
we gotta go. We gotta go for the midday newscast now. So, Bernice, thank you. All right. From Joe Simmons here. I'm here thinking that you have to make a song about using these plants for better health. We'll take that up for discussion when we return from the midday newscast. Thank you guys for listening. See you on the other side.
Found the sound. 98.9.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
With the WINNFM headline news, I am Yulana Weeks. Good governance transformative laws introduced in St. Kitts and Nevis. Public officials to file declarations of assets, liabilities, and income. 3 charged by St. Kitts Police in a matter of larceny. The details and more straight ahead. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has introduced good governance transformative laws to monitor the actions taken by public servants through the activation of the amended Integrity in Public Life Act 2023. Beginning on Monday, July 21, 2023, specified public officials will file declarations of their assets, liabilities, and income to the Integrity Commission for the first time, said Attorney General Garth Wilkin in a social media post. Any person who was appointed as a public official prior to April 22, 2023 is required to file an initial declaration with the Integrity Commission on or before July 31, 2023. However, if appointed on or after April 22, 2023, that public official is expected to file an initial declaration within 100 days of his or her appointment. With the exception of death, the declaration continues for a period of 2 succeeding calendar years after a person ceases their appointment as a public official. The Integrity in Public Life Declaration requires not only information of the public official, but also the public official's spouse and the public official's child or children. The public official's spouse means that the duo are married or have been living within a common law relationship for a period of 5 years before the filing of declaration. A public official's child includes stepchild, adopted child, or child born out of wedlock who is under the age of 18, and also if the child is between the age of 18 to 25, unmarried, attending a recognized learning institution, and is fully supported by the public official. It is mandatory that the public official declare land title documents, vehicle ownership documents, copies of insurance policies or certificates, bank statements containing the account holder's name, and at least 2 government-issued identification documents. Noteworthy facts from the policy include individuals are not required to declare income earned within the period prior to becoming a public official. A public official's banking information should include local and foreign-based accounts. Cash or any other property in excess of EC $25,000 must be declared. Information about investment or business ventures from which financial returns are received or expected should be stated, and valuables held in safety deposit boxes or personal safes by declarant, spouse, and children should also be stated. The Integrity in Public Life Declaration form can be collected from the Integrity Commission office located on the top floor of the Delisle Walwyn building on Liverpool Row, Bastia, St. Kitts. Contact numbers are 1-869-466-6436, 1-869-466-6915, extension 303, or email admin@iplskn.org. The public officials identified are representatives and senators in the National Assembly, Speaker and Deputy Speaker in the National Assembly, representatives and senators in the Nevis Island Assembly, President of the Nevis Island Assembly, Clerk of the National Assembly, members of the Constituency Boundaries Commission, Supervisor of Elections, Electoral Commissioners, Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Ministers in Cabinet, Ministers in the Nevis Island Assembly, Attorney General, Solicitor General, Senior Legal Officer in the Attorney General's Office, Director and Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Director of Audit, Public Service Commissioners, members of the Public Service Board of Appeal, Police Service Commissioners, magistrates, registrars and deputy registrars of the High Court, registrars and deputy registrars of land, head of the Civil Service, Chief Personnel Officer of the Civil Service, Financial Secretary, Permanent Secretaries of the Civil Service, Ombudsman, Information Commissioner, Assistant Secretaries at or above the level of grade K40, Comptroller of Inland Revenue, Head of the Central Purchasing Unit, Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, and Assistant Commissioners of Police, Director of Public Works, Head of the Citizen by Investment Unit, Accountant General, Comptroller and Deputy Comptroller of Customs, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, chairpersons, deputy chairpersons, managing directors, chief executive officers, and general managers of government interest corporations, statutory corporations, and statutory bodies. Local government ministers and public officials have come under scrutiny and pressure from concerned citizens and residents who have candidly identified corruptive practices as one of the most corrosive issues for many years. The concerns raised by varying fractions of society is that some public officials are wasting public resources and are contributing to the discontent, political polarization, and economic and social inequalities we see in the country. Citizens and residents have made repeated calls for local governments to be transparent and responsive and to implement policies that will hold public officials accountable for any corrupt practices. A man of Asian descent, who is also a business owner on the island of St. Kitts, has been charged in the first instance for the offense of receiving. The individual, Yanking Lee of Cardin Avenue, was charged at the Bastia police station on Saturday, July 15, 2023, in connection to a matter of larceny involving Kevin Jeffers of Legreet and Elroy Matthew of Market Street. According to local police, Jeffers and Matthew committed the offense of larceny on June 28. They were charged on July 1, 2023, and were granted bail. Yanking Lee, on the other hand, remained in custody in wait for a bail hearing on Monday, July 17, 2023. Details suggest that the goods were stolen from a major supermarket in St. Kitts and were delivered to Lee by Matthew and Jeffers. It is unclear, however, if the duo received payment for the goods from the business owner.
Regionally, the government has time and time again been accused by the opposition of blaming everyone for the crime problem but itself. Well, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley had this to say to supporters who gathered at Harris Promenade on Saturday night.
We admit, we acknowledge, like everybody else is acknowledging, that violent crime is a problem of the government of the day, not only in this country. We admit that we have to face it on a daily and an hourly basis. And some of the actions of the criminals, your children, your own children, murderers that you bred, yours, our society, our citizens are doing things to us that are even shocking us. Horrible criminal conduct. We can't turn a blind eye to that.
The country is inching closer to the 2023 local government elections, and Dr. Rowley has his own accusations about the United National Congress as it pertains to crime.
I'm amazed at how they enjoy the bad news of the criminal elements' behavior in Trinidad and Tobago. But I tell you, when that is your entire election campaign, then you have nothing to offer the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, Deputy Political Leader of the UNC, Dr. Rudal Munilal, has responded to Dr. Rowley.
Do not think you could intimidate, you could harass, you could use some type of reverse psychology so we will stop talking about crime. The Prime Minister is saying last night the UNC uses crime and they want to use crime in the election to frighten the people and so on. I want to tell you something, we will continue using crime. We will continue talking about crime.
Dr. Munilal says crime is what is making headlines in the country and every citizen is consumed by the present situation. Alicia Boucher, TV6 News.
The global economy continues to face steep challenges caused by persistent and broadening inflation pressures. Grenada is no different as cost of goods continue to increase rapidly. In this Rachel Bain report, we speak to vendors at the St. George's Market about the increase in food prices and how they are affected.
According to a Global International Monetary Fund report, 3 of the largest economies, America, China, and Europe, will continue to stall. Global inflation is now expected to peak at 9.5% this year before decelerating to 4.1% by 2024. While there is a clear understanding that inflation is on the rise and will affect countries worldwide, some Grenadians are questioning whether or not something can be done to offset the effects. We spoke with vendors at the St. George's Market.
So right now, I don't know what could be done. Right now, we need a lot of praise in Grenada. Yeah, we need some praise instead of, man pulling here and man pulling there. A lot of ranking, too much ranking going on. So I don't know what could be done of it, but we need some praise.
Right now it's scarce, and when it's scarce, you must get it expensive. Right now when it's plentiful is giveaway. Right now everything is scarce.
The food stuff is very expensive. Very expensive. Because if you go into 500, when you look back into your purse, it's very small change we have. So things will be better, and I do not see presently, no, anything is go down. If I go down, it's up the road again.
According to them, food prices seems to be frequently skyrocketing, while they continue to question why vendors claim they are left with no choice but to increase their prices. Other vendors, while scanty in their response, say they are hardly making a profit, if any at all.
Food price right now skyrocket. When we buy the produce from vendors, them farmers, as a matter of fact, we don't really make it, but just a little turnover, But cost of living gone too much, and then sometimes poor people suffer too much. When you go in the supermarket, everything's skyrocketing. Sometimes when you go today, thing is that, and when you go back tomorrow, that's a different story.
For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
There is advice for local farmers to improve their access to credit and achieve greater economies of scale. Well, the call is coming from former Agriculture Minister Senator Samantha Marshall and comes as the government seeks to increase local production and cut food imports. Senator Marshall was speaking recently on Point FM, as Alicia Humphreys reports.
Minister of State for Social Transformation Senator Samantha Marshall is calling for more unity in the local farming community.
In the UK and US, you find more cooperatives. You find that they're doing things to help themselves more. And here, we are reluctant to go into cooperatives. We are reluctant, and cooperatives will give our farmers greater access to financial access to grants and all of that, but you need to have the structure.
Senator Marshall is adamant there is no need to go the process alone on any side.
The ministry can help in writing the documentation, doing the support service that needs to be done. But no, we like being individuals. We like being on our own. You could have 10 farmers in one area and they need tractors. Each one of them buy a tractor. They don't say, we all put together and buy one tractor to service this area, and we make a contribution monthly towards the maintenance and upkeep.
Marshall points to the ingrained segregation, which is a legacy of slavery, and says members of the society must emancipate themselves from the idea of individualism. She adds to the leftover belief of farming as a menial occupation is another issue which needs to be addressed.
There's this psychological issue about persons getting back into farming. Persons see that as something that is below. But farming is quite lucrative.
Oh, yes.
It is something that can provide very well for families. And, we just want to encourage a lot more people. I know a lot of young people had shown an interest immediately after COVID.
Senator Marshall says the government aims to make the poultry farming sector self-sustaining.
The government has made a commitment to subsidize a lot of the necessary investment areas. So I know one that is soon to come on stream, because they are building the plant now, and that is for the poultry abattoir. There will be a full system, so that's going to be packaging and everything.
Yeah. Alicia Humphreys, ABS News.
Internationally.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News.
China has registered a record-high temperature as the US climate envoy John Kerry visits Beijing to press for more progress on tackling climate change. China and America are the world's two biggest emitters of greenhouse gases. Michael Bristow reports.
A monitoring station in China's western region of Xinjiang has broken national records with a temperature of more than 52 degrees Celsius. It's unclear if this is an all-time high or just for the month of July. Regardless, it underscores the need to tackle climate change, a point being made by John Kerry, who's in China to explore ways in which Washington and Beijing can work together on the issue. Mr. Kerry praised China for expanding renewable energy sources, but he also urged its leaders to stop building new coal-fired power stations.
The scorching temperatures in southern Europe look set to continue as meteorologists warn that parts of Italy could surpass the record highs reached 2 years ago. Here's Guy Hedgecoe.
Here in central Spain, just outside the capital Madrid, temperatures are due to reach around 40 degrees Celsius. And down in the south of the country, in Andalusia, there are several areas which are on red alert, which are expecting temperatures of up to 44 Celsius. And these very hot, dry conditions, of course, increase the risk of wildfires. And in the Canary Islands, on the island of La Palma, a fire has been burning since the weekend. It has already devoured around 4,000 hectares of land. These temperatures that we're seeing in Spain are being replicated in many other areas of southern Europe, particularly southern Italy, also in the Balkans and also in Greece.
The Ukrainian military says it carried out the overnight attack on the strategically important Kerch Bridge linking Russia with occupied Crimea. Moscow has also blamed Ukraine, saying the attack killed a civilian couple in a car and injured their daughter. Ukraine says it's prepared to carry on shipping out grain despite Russia declaring that it's withdrawn from an export scheme supported by Turkey and the UN. A presidential spokesperson in Kyiv has told Ukrainian ships are ready to sail without Russian approval. The Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says the agreement that allowed Ukraine to ship out grain through the Black Sea has now ended, but he said the deal could be agreed again in the future.
The Black Sea grain agreement ceased to be valid today. As Vladimir Putin said earlier, it comes to an end on July the 17th. Unfortunately, the part of these Black Sea agreements concerning Russia has not been implemented so far. So, in effect, it's terminated. As soon as the Russian part of the deal is fulfilled, the Russian side will comply immediately.
World News from the BBC. There are fears that without a Black Sea grain deal, some of the poorest parts of the world will see increasing levels of hunger and malnutrition as prices rise. The British charity Oxfam is calling for a total rethink on how to feed the world. It argues that even before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, hundreds of millions of people were going hungry. At least 9 people have been shot dead in northwest Cameroon in an attack blamed on separatist rebels. Among the victims were a newlywed couple. According to eyewitnesses, the gunman arrived at a busy junction in the city of Bamenda in 2 unmarked vehicles. Will Ross has this report.
These latest killings appear to be yet another example of the separatist rebels punishing people they accuse of siding with the Cameroonian army. Less than a week ago, in the same area of the city of Bamenda, soldiers carried out a raid, killing 5 young men. According to eyewitnesses, when the gunmen arrived this time, they ordered people to lie on the ground. They then opened fire as some of them tried to flee in panic. Human rights groups say both the rebels and the army have carried out frequent abuses against civilians who are stuck between the two sides.
The European Union is hosting its first summit since 2015 with leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean. The European Commission President kicked off talks in Brussels by announcing investment in the region equivalent to $50 billion. Differing positions on Russia's war in Ukraine, as well as divisions over a free trade pact, have been holding up efforts to forge closer ties. The Australian police, military and the country's space agency are trying to identify a mystery object that's washed up on a beach in Western Australia. The giant copper-coloured cylinder was discovered about 250 kilometres from Perth. It was dragged out of the water by locals, but the authorities are baffled as to what it is and where it came from. That's the latest. BBC News.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness. It's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education.
We've got your weather coming up next. It's brought to you by the Coal Pot. It's 12:28.
Never before have you gotten a chance to choose exactly what you would like to eat. At the Coal Pot, you have that option. Choose the type of grain you prefer, either brown or basmati rice, quinoa, couscous, mashed breadfruit, or bulgur. Choose your protein. You can also choose your sauce preference to complement your protein, teriyaki, curry, barbecue, or tomato. We also have vegetarian and cheese pizzas, chickpea burgers made from scratch, veggie wraps, wedges, vegan banana bread, the largest variety of local juices, and our signature Coal Pot iced tea. I tell soup every Saturday. Get your order delivered at coalpottogo.com. The Coal Pot, located in Shadwell, nicely nestled in nature. Call us at 669-6005.
And now for today's weather. The present temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're looking at a high of 91 degrees, and the low tonight will be 75 degrees. Synopsis says the lingering moisture and instability associated with the passage of a weak tropical wave, along with a moderate to fresh trade wind flow, transporting shallow low-level patches across the area, will maintain a moderate chance for shower activity
over and around the islands occasionally during the next 24 hours. So today's weather is partly cloudy with breezy conditions with brief cloudy spells and a 50% or moderate chance of brief passing showers. Tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy skies, initially with a 60% or moderate chance of showers mainly before midnight, becoming fair to partly cloudy in general with a reduction in shower activity thereafter. And the winds are east at 15 to 30 kilometers per hour or 9 to 18 miles per hour, reaching as high as 46 kilometers per hour or 29 miles per hour, mainly during showers as well as over open waters and in elevated areas. Seas 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. And sunset today will be...
Never before have you gotten a chance
Okay,
to
let's
exactly what you would like
get
to
this
eat.
going. So sunset today will be at 6:48 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow 5:46 a.m. So that's your weather brought to you by the Coal Pot. It's 12:31.
Never before have you gotten a chance to choose exactly what you would like to eat. At the Coal Pot, you have that option. Choose the type of grain you prefer, either brown or basmati rice, quinoa, couscous, mashed breadfruit, or bulgur. Choose your protein. You can also choose your sauce preference to complement your protein, teriyaki, curry, barbecue, or tomato. We also have vegetarian and cheese pizzas, chickpea burgers made from scratch, veggie wraps, wedges, vegan banana bread, the largest variety of local juices, and our signature Coal Pot iced tea. I tell soup every Saturday. Get your order delivered at coalpottogo.com. The Coal Pot, located in Shadwell, nicely nestled in nature. Call us at 669-6005.
This is your official invitation to the Conscious Party.
Get conscious, get down to business every Wednesday with Conscious Business. Join the Conscious Musical Reasoning with Selector Highest, strictly positive and conscious music and conscious business on WinFM 98.9, winfm.com. Vibes include Business Education Corner, Business Quote of the Day, Agriculture Time, and Mama Love Track of the Day.
Mama, I don't ever want to see you cry.
Conscious Business is brought to you by Like New Steam Cleaning. You too can get exposure and awareness for your business when you call WinFM's sales department to advertise here. Conscious Business is positive growth.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Get ready for the biggest sales event of the year. It's the Horsewood Furniture and Appliances major sales event where we're slashing prices by 20% off on all major appliances. Are you looking for amazing deals on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and even microwaves? Well, look no further. From the latest models to top brands, Horsewood Furniture and Appliances has it all at unbeatable prices. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen or replacing old appliances, this is the perfect opportunity to get major savings and save big. These deals won't last forever. This is a limited time opportunity to snag the appliance of your dreams at 20% off and get double cashback coupons with every purchase. Don't miss out. The Horsewood Furniture and Appliances major appliances sales event where quality meets affordability. Don't miss out on the biggest discounts on refrigerators, stoves, large appliances, washing machines, and microwaves. Hurry in today and make your home a major delight. Major savings, major discounts, 20% off on major appliances, plus double cash back for free groceries. Happening now at Horsewood Furniture and Appliances. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
And we're back into the second half of today's presentation of Voices. Welcome once again. You're logged on to WinFM 98.9 on the FM dial. And with me in the studios, me being Socrates, we've got Victoria and Sydney. And this morning, our conversation just went and took on a whole life of its own. We're supposed to speaking about the farm and rural tourism. And we got into the medicinal aspect of it because I would describe Sydney as a herbalist. And Victoria shared a personal story about she was affected medically. Was it liver?
Yes, my
Being
liver.
American, born there, having that diet, and then you moved here. And give us once again for those who would have missed it, please. It's very important.
Okay. When I came here, I had all kind of problems, and as I said, I had been in patronizing Whole Food in America for years, just spending a lot of money, right? But I had all of these fibroids. Some of them were so large that the 3 doctors had recommended I have a hysterectomy to get rid of them. And then my liver was diseased. It wasn't just a fatty liver. My liver was diseased. At one point when I was trying to break the glass ceiling, and at this point, you know, you had power lunches where you drank liquor. You did a whole lot of things, and it affected my liver. It really did. It was bad. And I met Sydney, and Sydney started putting me on these different teas that he called them Babble. And like some of them, like the neem, we haven't touched on the neem yet, but when he put me on the neem, I was like, oh my God, this is so bitter. I can't handle this. But, you know, I drank whatever he gave me. I just drank it. And it was about a couple years, I would say, that I went back into America and had a complete physical, and the doctors were amazed because all the fibroids were gone. And I had like 8 of them, and they were gone, all of them. And my liver was completely regenerated, completely. And also my depression was gone. And that's the thing now. I was taking valerian root. I was doing all kind of things I was taking when I was in America, and you are going to patronizing for Whole Food. But here, these herbs were like miracle herbs to me, because all of a sudden, all of the problems that I had before, they were just gone. But the most important thing was this liver. My liver was completely regenerated.
So Sydney made a believer and a living example out of you.
Man, I'm like, I'm never going to go back to America. I'm staying here for the rest of my life, and I'm staying with Sydney forever. And I was talking about my brother having stage 4 cancer, and having all of this chemotherapy and radiation and all of this. And I started sending him all the teas that we have. Right now we have 3 that we use. The digestive care that has the guinea hen weed. We do the aromatic detox, which has the neem in it. And then we have the immune booster, which has the guava and the blue vervain and the soursop. And my brother is now using all of these herbs. And yesterday we talked with him, and he's in high spirits. He called Sydney Black Jesus. He said, man, these herbs are just wonderful. And, you know, he was just very excited that he is feeling so good, because he had been told by the doctor that he didn't have long to live because of this cancer, right? So yesterday we were very happy to talk with him, and then to come here on the show to be able to share the experience.
Okay. This is what we shared mainly this morning, the herbal remedies that you guys have used, Sydney. But we really want to talk about the farm itself.
Okay.
And what you guys do there, what your intentions are. I would have asked you to give your numbers out, because there are people who would want to call you directly, make contact, and benefit from, you say you have some clients from Neves who come down?
Yes.
And they're really impressed with what you do there. So, the farm itself, you go a variety of things, and you want to be able to make it part of a tourism component, where we can bring tours to you, not only the tourists, but local persons there, and they can prepare meals, they can eat there, and be
Yes.
given education as to various plant life, what their values are, etc., etc. Okay, let's see what this caller have to say. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hello.
Good afternoon. You're on live on Voices.
Yeah, good afternoon. Greetings.
Good
Yes,
afternoon.
I'm listening now. A different bush, but yeah, I remember the barricade. The barricade is a whip. You used to use as a whip, something like a common whip. I remember when Bubba Oat used to guard the engine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whip he used to use to whip young guys to keep them off the engine. It's flexible, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, but when it's the strongman bush and all those things, they're plentiful around, man. In Buckley's area, Shadow area, they're still plentiful. They can't done.
Okay.
All those things still around. And the strongman bush, you wouldn't believe that the root is more stronger than the leaf itself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I wonder if the gentleman, the lady, they know about the books, the King of the Jungle. The King of the Forest.
What you call King of the Jungle?
The King of the Forest is a bush have a yellow leaf on it. It's good for cancer and all those different things. It's not so plentiful here in Sinkis, but I see it around. I know it. I just pick it and give it to people. But I have a whole lineup on it of it on my phone. But this, what you said?
I would like you to show me so that I will know it, because maybe I know what it is if I see it.
Mm-hmm.
In the Virgin Island and Tortola, they call it sarsaparilla bush. But the real name, its name is I forget the original name, but it's Casamania, something like that. But the name King of the Forest. It carry a yellow flowers to the top of it, and the leaves them long.
Let me
I
ask
use
you
it all the
something.
time.
Can you? I'm on WhatsApp, 664-1175. Can you send me a picture of it?
664-1175.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. With WhatsApp, I could send it with your name. I have to.
Oh yeah, my name is Victoria.
Okay, okay. I will do that. Yes, and I was saying, all those bush around, and if anybody who would like to get strongman bush, they could call me anytime. I could supply them for free. My number is 661-8272.
Wait a minute. 661
82
7273.
Yeah, I live in
7272.
As a small boy coming up, I was the arrow man, the arrow guy for the older gentleman them. I'm talking about the early 60s. So they used to send me to look strongman bush because they used to have those big bath pans in those days.
To soak.
They used to just boil the water and then bathe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And the Medina is plentiful around. You find it along by the government house and the cemetery wall going up in the area. They're plentiful around it. All these I drink for tea regular, man.
Okay, what about something called dog blood? Have you heard of that?
No, I don't know that one. I know I have to ask my professor.
I
about
just
that
want
one.
somebody to be able to give that to me because we don't have that. Now, thank you so much. And what's your name?
Jatut.
Who?
Jatut.
I know that truth, man. We know that truth.
Oh, you know him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That man Jatut Adams.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
you
you
for
so
your
much.
contribution.
Give me her name again. Let me see if I can.
Victoria.
Victoria.
Okay. Okay.
Here's a question I have for you, Victoria. Thanks, Jatu. Thanks for the call. We bring 2 or 3 buses of tourists to your farm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What are the expectations?
Okay. First of all,
you're gonna walk them through the tour. We would have told me we're going to what's the name again? Riches of the Earth Organic Farm.
Organic farm, right. First of all, what we would do, we take people through the farm and we explain to them the different benefits of the herbs that we have. We found that a lot of our trees have the leaves on our trees are very powerful medicinal herbs as well. So we first let people know what the benefits of the herbs are of these different trees. And of course, if we have fruits on the trees, they'll be able to taste some of the fruits that we have. Yes, because we have a lot of fruit trees, right? And then Sydney will give them a little tour because Sydney's great-grandfather was actually a sugar plantation owner, a black man. And Sydney still has some of the relics, like the truck that he used
Back then?
Yeah,
Okay.
to transport the sugar. And we're right in the railroad track is right in the back of our farm. So the people would get an idea of how close, how his great-grandfather had to transport the sugar. And sometimes, though, he wasn't able to use the railway, so that's why he had to have his own trucks to transport it.
You mentioned some of the scenery that you can see from that central point, which is amazing me. So tell me, Cindy, from there you're seeing what?
From the area of the farm, you're seeing like let's start from Sandy Point. You see in Brimstone Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You see there's a hill there in Sandy Point as well where there's a spring at the top. I don't know if you know up at the farm. Foyes, right?
Yeah.
You come over, you have Limigo.
The mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah,
3,711.
Yeah.
Then you come over, you have Dudan Pond.
From there, that one location.
That one location, you're seeing all these things.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the rainforest.
Uh-huh.
Then you have Nevis Peak. So when you get there, all these things you can see.
And you see the panoramic view of the Caribbean Ocean.
Sure, exactly. And you see the ships when they're passing by. Ships and planes, everything.
What do you eat?
Okay.
I have appetite. So what do you eat? What do you serve me?
Well, what happened is that we actually had, she's going to be coming back, thank God, who's a chef. What we used to do, we used to let different chefs come to the farm, and then they could show out their culinary skills. And of course, we would charge a fee for that, you know, for the people, the guests who would come.
Because you're advertising a lunch, you're catering for that. So
Yes.
what's the menu like?
Yeah, okay. We would have whatever it is that you wanted. If you wanted an ital, or if you wanted your...
What's ital?
Ital.
Ital.
Ital. Excuse me.
The accent.
Or if you want fish, or if you want chicken. And now, you know, I've just learned how to do a vegan meat with the soursop. Did you know that? You could make the soursop taste like either fish or chicken.
I know a guy years ago told me that he used to marinate fish in soursop juice before he baked it.
Yes, but no, this is the soursop itself. Yes.
So we'll create a menu because we were planning to bring tours there.
Yes.
So all these will be on the menu. Your choices, if you're vegan or whatever.
Yes, and then Sydney does a pumpkin soup that is to die for. It is just absolutely delicious. And then, of course, I always have to give a plug to my muffins. I do muffins from everything. From the soursop, the whatever fruit we have, I make muffin.
Whatever fruit.
I make a muffin from it. Yes, and then as I said, after you get finished, and then we also have desserts, all kind of desserts that we use the fruits from the farm to have the desserts, and then you can also have an experience where you can actually sit down and we will show you how to make a little oil using our herbs, and we'll provide the container for it, and so you could take that with you as a token of what you got here.
And this is provided for not only the tourists but local persons, groups, etc.
Everybody.
Yes.
So let's see if we have a caller want to do a booking. Call your live on voices.
Greetings, Kingston.
Greetings.
Good afternoon.
Yes. yeah. Give thanks to all the information flowing. And yes, it's just good to be here, taking in our field, you know? Yes. As my brother rightly said earlier, You know, it's all about prevention, as old people just say, prevention better than cure. So we must always strive to cut down as much as the murdering of self, you know, the killing of self with our, and sending ourselves to grave with our teeth, you know, until we get to that point of removing it all together, just knowing what is the right things to eat and drink, and you know, prevention better than cure. Serene Highness, we want you to know that we have your dog blood. We're looking at it right now.
Dog blood?
Dog blood is. Are you hearing? Give me a feed forward, please. Let me know that you hear what I said. You heard what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listening you.
I want
your dog blood for you, you know. So I'll drop it off at the farm whenever time permits. This is Rasili. I know my way.
Oh, that's my brother, man.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, so you're going to bring the dog blood for me. Great.
I bring that, man. That's a Jamaican name. That's what they also call the same name that Jatus were talking about, King of the Forest. That's the name they call it in Jamaica to with this yellow thing on the top. Very good for whole heap of things. And dog blood is also good for a whole heap of things also. So I'll bring your plant or two, and you can stretch out from there. Because they breed up, you know?
Yes, I'll be thankful. We'll be thankful.
No.
Yes.
No.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
X, still there? Okay, I lost him. So, for the taxi driver, those who are thinking they need to create a new tour, because we're speaking about creating an experience on the farm. The location is on, if you're going around the island. We're looking at creating new experiences, something different. That's what the cruise industry is asking for, something that's different, right? Say to the drivers, these are the numbers you call to set up appointments. We can come and sit and craft tours that would benefit everybody. You, the driver, then the farm, the guest, having that experience that's different, will want to come back again, and because they would benefit from the health of, health-wise from what they would have learned in terms of the herbal remedies, they will in turn market that and sell that. So it's a win-win situation for all.
Absolutely.
So don't be shy in sharing information. I am Victoria, call me at this number. Okay. I am Sydney, Dr. Sting.
All
Black
right.
Jesus.
Yes. I'm Victoria, and I'm the wife of Dr. Sting. And my number is 664-1175.
Yes, I'm Dr. Sting, better known as Copy, as everybody know. The Banana Man. Please don't forget that. Remember, I was on the road pushing the wheelbarrow with all the bananas that everybody loves so much.
Okay.
I'm at Halfway Tree. That's 8 miles from Bastia. Yep. So come and see me.
Once you get the number, you have contact, and I'm really happy that you guys are able to share that wealth of information, especially when it comes to the folks who are looking for real remedies to their favorite different maladies. We keep going to the same doctor, and they're giving us that training. They have use this, use that, use that. It's not really designed to cure you, but just to assist pharmaceuticals in selling you medicine that's not really good for your health.
Well, you know what I found out is that, unfortunately, a lot of times doctors do not take many classes in nutrition. And I think that might be a problem, because when they are prescribing medications to you, a lot of times, because they don't know the nutritional value, yes, it might not work the way that they think it should work. And I think that maybe this might be changing now as more doctors know that they need more information on how the body works, on the nutritional value of what they're prescribing to us. So I think that maybe they're now changing this paradigm where they are more interested in the nutritional value of what they're prescribing to us, because if not, sometimes what we get here in the Caribbean may not be on the same par as what we get in America. And that's one of the things that I have found out. Some of the prescriptions that are sent to us, the pharmaceuticals, may not be of the same quality.
They don't get approval to send this, so with third world countries that is like a dumping ground for a lot of stuff.
Yes, yes, I didn't want to say that, but unfortunately, that happens. And then, and so our people don't get well because they're not getting the proper medicine that they need. And I'm saying to you, as a person who has had problems with my health, that we have what we need right here. We just need to know about what is available. And as Africa had intimated earlier, is that a lot of us are, that's another thing. I notice a lot of people will just get they might have a soursop tree and they just drink, and they take a couple leaves off their soursop tree and they say, I'm drinking herbs. Well, no, you're not drinking herbs. You're just drinking a soursop, or they might have a basil, and they might have, in the morning, they'll have a cup of basil tea, right? Well, that's good, but you can't expect that to cure you. That's just going to make you feel a little good. But we have really powerful herbs here, and sometimes we need the combination of herbs in order to really cure what is wrong with us. And so I think that as we get more knowledgeable about what we have, I think this is called the intangible cultural heritage.
Yeah.
And this is something that Marlene Phillips is, she's an expert on this, right?
Let's hear what this caller have to say. Good afternoon, caller. You're live on Voices.
It happens to be Africa calling back. Hi, Vicky.
Hello
and
there.
Your husband.
Hello.
Yes. I like that train of thought that you just elucidated, presented to the public, in the sense that it was never designed to heal you in the first place. It was only designed as a stopgap measure temporarily. Like paracetamol, it cools your head a little bit, and then here comes the pounding again.
It also gives internal bleeding too.
Healing, in the sense that, and I share a story with you. 2 months ago, I had a couple from England. They came down and they perused the town, and they went into a certain business, no names called. And they said, why are you guys allowing these businesses to do these things to you guys down here? Don't you know that in England, in Great Britain, in England, they cannot sell these products up there? These products are banned. So I take your point, Vicky, that the things that they push on us, they consider us to be third world countries.
Yep.
Third world. So what the first world and the second world would not accept, the third world would accept. Not only that, the pharmaceuticals, they have a cohesive way of doing things. And so when we, for instance, when these small little island states go and buy, we have to buy in bulk. Because Socrates offer, Socrates request applications for medicine, for pharmaceuticals, it is so small that we have to buy in bulk as a CARICOM or a OECS. And you catch the point I'm trying to make?
Yes.
So we have on our shelves down here things that is not conducive for us, nothing that can make us whole. But because we are so lost in who we are as identity, in terms of identifying ourselves, we accept everything to be in the know, to want to be. We want to be like the Joneses. So we are just only consumers,
Yes.
And that we just consume everything in our intake, in terms of our diet, dietary intake, and in terms of our cosmetics. also, because the point that the couple made is the cosmetics. So let us speak the word. Let us say the thing as is. Our sisters are bleaching their faces with chemicals that is going to have a lasting effect in a few hours, a few years' time down the line.
But you know what? That comes from lack of education about our own people. Because I'm going to tell you one of the things that I noticed when I moved here, I found that people here did not age the same way that the ones in America age. I'm talking about black people, right? And because you all have more melanin, because of the darker your skin is, the more powerful you are. I'm telling you. And I used to see these older ladies who was in their 80s and 90s years old, and they looking so good. And I would go back to America, and I was like, wow, they got something down there that really keeps them youthful. I mean, I'm not seeing that as much now because people are eating everything, and they're not eating what they used to eat. But we don't know.
Me we are kissed by the sun?
Kissed by the sun.
Kissed by the sun on a daily basis?
Yes. And that makes us strong. And that's why they don't age the same way that Americans age. But for some reason, because they're looking at American TV, they want to emulate what they see on TV because we don't know what we have here. We don't know the power that we have, that we possess within our bodies, that our skin is beautiful. You know, I'm looking at my little wrinkled neck, and I don't see no wrinkled necks here. So I'm like, here they are bleaching their skin. Something is wrong with them. But that's lack of education. That's because we don't know who we are. We don't know the value that we have.
Victoria, I see that they mash your corn.
Sister Vicky, I said this before I hang up. They have ears to hear, and the things that you're saying now is going to be a testimony against them if they don't realize who we are and comply. Thanks for listening.
We have to go for a station break. I don't try to radio Vicky like you just took off. We pause now for a few kind words from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase. Will be given back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back coupons to all our hire purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is giving you over $250,000 in cashback and a chance to win free groceries for a year. Riddle that cashback. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Yeah, we go straight to the phone lines. Your live on voices. Caller, go right ahead. Miss that call. We have another caller line. God, the caller, your live on voices.
Yes, good afternoon again to you and the herbalist.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Now, when I was growing up, my father, they were mountain ground and Buckley's Mountain and Olives. He would bring home the bushes. You put them together in the pot and you boil them.
Mm-hmm. That's what we call the babu.
We used to drink it, especially when cold and so going around. And they might squeeze some sour orange in it. But then I started hearing people say, oh, you mustn't mix the bushes.
Nothing wrong with mixing bushes.
And you mustn't boil the bushes.
Well,
I said, well, all of us go up on the boiling of
Miss
the bush.
Henry, Miss Henry, pardon me. Now, when it come around the boiling, right? Once a herb is green, it's naturally not proper to boil it. If you realize, in time went by, the old people used to make sure that they dry the herb before they really boil it.
Them.
Because the reason for that is that it could be toxic.
Or the chlorophyll.
Exactly. Now you're coming. So if you don't want to get hurt, the best way out is to make sure that you dry it. Because once you dry it, that toxin is taken away.
It's a good thing you said that. And I must thank Jatush. The other day I wanted some bush. And he came to my aid. Now they amount. I heard from the people in St. Peter's, Monk Hill, the tree leaf, the odd number story. How does that work out?
That is not real facts. That is not really true. Once a herb is dry, that's the way it's supposed to be. Once it's dry, it's all right.
Done with the portions.
Yeah, the portion, yeah.
Just talking about the portion because you could mix too much of one versus the next. So
Well,
you should have some knowledge. You should have some knowledge. I understand what you're saying, but you should have some knowledge about portions.
Quantities, yeah. No, when it comes to the quantities, it's about you within yourself should be able to look at it and say, just a little piece, not too much, and don't overdo it because then once you overdo, that's the problem.
But I was drinking too much noni.
Well, too much noni again, that mess with your tissues. Because I was telling you about the noni, you need like a teaspoonful.
Yeah.
Anything over that, you're going over limit.
I was drinking a shot glass full.
Well, you were going way over limit. Way over limit.
It depends.
Sister Henry?
The other, this thing about with the noni tree, they say only use a yellow leaf.
That's not true.
The who?
I'm going to let you know what I does with the noni leaf. I cooks the noni leaf as green in my rice.
Yes.
That's one of the green that I use for my rice because I got so much to deal with the body, man.
I'm going to make your skin. It's so healthy.
So
Listen,
very.
that noni leaf has vitamin A, B, C, D, and
Which one,
E.
the dry one or the green one?
The green or dry. I mean, because what happened is you're not going to drink that, you're going to cook it. You're going to cook the leaf. So that, just like you do a green, like your kale or your collard, you cut it up, you put your seasoning together, you add it with your rice, and you got a wonderful green dish.
Now, I have a suggestion. Can we have a number of herbalists? Well, everybody self-proclaimed, right? Because there's no standard of testing. Don't you think it's time enough that all the local traditional herbalists
get together?
Yes, because this one tells you that's good for that. That one tells you that's good for that. And then you don't even know what you're doing.
But what happens, though, the difference is that I conduct research. I used to be a research analyst in America. And even though Sydney had all of this knowledge, before I put anything on the market, I'm going to do the research first. And I'm going to also...
back to what I said. Don't you think it would be a good idea for the local herbalists, most of them are Rastas, get together and have conferences so we could iron out the differences because one might be saying this thing is good for that. The other one may contradict.
Well, I have not heard anybody really contradicting us about.
But it's still a good idea, sir.
Well, I think that's a good idea, but I'm saying
the agriculture department could do it. And do you all use the lab, standard labs, to get these things checked?
Well, Sydney and I, we have used the Needmas facility in terms of making sure that we don't have any bacteria or anything like that in our soil. But right now, the problem with standard is that you got to pay money, and it's expensive, and that's a problem.
You mean in St. at the lab up there?
Yeah. You don't. It's not free.
Okay.
Yeah, but we need to do something because, people say, well, oh, we don't know the dose. So if you don't know the dose, you might hurt yourself. So if you could get that part sorted out.
That's why
Even
it's
when you're
important
making-
drying it.
Huh?
That's why it's important drying the herb. Because if you don't dry it, it's toxic. So to get that toxicity out of it, you have to dry it.
Okay.
If you don't do that, then you could cause a problem because you might be taking other drug like
Medication or something.
medication, and when you mix both of them together, then you could have effects.
Yeah, all right, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Rosemary up in New York writes, I've been into herbs for a long time. Never heard of most of the ones your guest is speaking about. I have to listen the entire show. She's actually working, so sometimes she takes a little time to listen, but and she continues informative and exciting.
Oh, that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you.
We go back to the phone lines. Call your live on voices.
Yeah, the king and the great herbalist, them there.
Welcome back to the program.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon. I'm here listening good, and like you all just said, told Miss Henry that it's best not to boil the bush when it's green. Put them to dry. Well, I could see the sense in that because of what the green bush gives off when you boil it. Well, what would you say about people who break off a piece of marijuana leaf and cut it up and start to smoke it while it's green?
No,
And
well,
some people enjoy them, and some people they're so thirsty that they just break off and they start to smoke. So what would you say about that? Tell me.
well, when it comes to the marijuana, people got to be very, very particular about it because, marijuana, as we say, ganja, it has a very potency. It has a lot of benefits, right? But at the same time, we got to be careful with the complex of things, not just the marijuana alone, because you have other herbs that we use. Because when we think about even the one we call it the hard one.
Excuse
But
me.
listen,
let me hang up
this.
Yeah.
Even when, if you want the strongest part of your marijuana, you're going to dry it and then you're going to cure it. You're not going to be trying to smoke nothing green like that, right? So if they're doing that, they're still doing themselves a disservice because there's a process to cure the marijuana
Exactly.
in order for you to get the full benefit of it. So it goes
Must
to
be
with
dry.
everything that we're saying. When you're using something green, you don't want to be boiling anything. If you're going to use it, then you're going to, y'all call it draw it, right? You pour some boiling water over it, but you're not going to be boiling that green herb.
Back to the phone lines. Call your live on voices.
Okay, greetings forwardly. I'm sorry about the feedback. I didn't even realize that. Serena, I just put your dog blood in pots, in a pot there. So it's possible to pass by Monkey Hill bus stop before you go to the city, or you want me to come by the studio with it?
Oh, no, we'll come right. I want it. If you're going to give it to me today, I want it.
No, I have it prepared. No, man, it's ready for you to take and go with.
You're given a choice to bring it here at the studio.
Oh, yeah, bring it to the studio.
Do it with that be done by Sands?
In the Sands Complex, yes.
Okay, I'll be by Sands. Don't move from there, Give me a little time to reach. Yep.
Much appreciated.
Okay,
Hey,
thank you.
X.
Don't go.
Jams, want a clarification on the strongman bush, and the other name is called in
Guinea hen weed.
No, there was another name that somebody mentioned that they called it in Jamaica.
Well, that's who you said it.
That's the one or two. Okay, let's take this caller. Caller live on voices.
Yes, good afternoon again, the king and your guest.
Respect.
Victoria, you said something earlier. You mentioned that we are kissed by the sun.
Yes.
Africa said that.
To that.
Africa said that, so she agreed. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the sun, the sun, that's our energizer. The king, if we go back to when we used to wear our hair in afro, the afro of our hair is symbolic to the sun. So, now, one of the callers mentioned that we are bleaching our skins. Sadly, many of us who are doing that are not aware. You see, the sun energizes all black melanated human on the planet. And I've stated earlier that one of the reasons why black are being demonized, killed by a certain race of people, now, bear in mind that we are now killing ourselves. But if we go back to colonialism, looking at the slaughter, the genocide, and the atrocities, now, they did what they did, I would say, in ignorance, because without us, there's no them.
There's
a clip going around on social media right now, the king, that they are saying that they have two races of people in Africa pertaining to the pyramids. Now, all of them are half naked, no shirt, top. Well, the Caucasian, they are like lobster in that clip. And they are saying, well, who built the pyramids? Now, of course, the blacks are there, and they observe the sun. The king, you're in the tourist industry, and so am I. When the tourists come here, in order to bask in the sun, they put on sun lotion. So I'm saying all of that to say, where our people are now bleaching their skin because of whether they hate their complexion, it is because of lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And as Victoria just stated, that we are kissed by the sun. If there's no us through genocide and atrocities, there will be no them. So I'm saying to us, we so need to be educated. Another way to look at all of this too. Everything, every seed germinates in darkness. Let me repeat this. Every seed germinates in darkness. Victoria and her husband there, whenever you sow a seed in the earth, you don't say to them and go and dig to see if it sprout. You give it time.
And
9
you're
days
so true. You know what you're
for
saying.
it to germinate.
Yes.
9 days to germinate. The act between masculine and feminine, that sacred energy exchange that germinate reprocreation takes 9 months. We are 9 ether beings. The highest figure, 99. We are 9 ether beings. Everything takes 9 days, 9 months, 9 years for the universe. The universe itself is a womb. I was having a discussion with my elder, who I have revered so greatly, Sister Henry. Everything takes 9 days to germinate, 9 months to develop in the womb, and everything developed in darkness, black matter. We are, there's so much that we don't know. There is so much that we don't know. But anyway, the program is coming to a close, so I'll just leave that for us to pontificate on nothing. Darkness is the workstation for germination in agriculture and in fertility between masculine and feminine. Guys,
thank you.
We need to get back to who we are.
Well,
right?
you know what? I think that this should be taught. I don't know why we aren't taught more about who we are in the school system. You know, I am very surprised about that personally. When I moved here, I was so happy to be in a country where people look like me and who was in control or managed the country who looked like me. But then I see that there's still a lot of misinformation, miseducation going on. For example, Sydney's great-grandfather, a black man, had his own sugar plantation. And there's no knowledge about him or anything anywhere. And I'm sure that there were other black men and women who have done magnificent things here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but you don't find them in our books, in the educational arena, right? And that's why you have young girls who are watching TV and they think that their black skin isn't beautiful because there's no one who's really telling them about how beautiful that we are. They're not learning that their skin is firm. They're not learning that we are healthy beings because of the way that we are made. And because of that, we look at other people and we want to be them as opposed to who we are. And I think that we need to start learning in the school system that black people, I've done research and I've actually found that we are the descendants of the Israelites who are described in the Bible. But because of the culture in which we live, this information is not promoted. And therefore, if we always think that we're coming from slavery, how are we ever going to feel good about ourselves?
Well, by the tattoos, the piercing, and the weaves. That's what they're striving right now. You go to any social function, and 90%, and I'm not bashing the ladies, but 90% of them, and the latest hairstyle, weave, this, that, the mascara, the tattoos, the piercing, and so on. Fake nails, fake this, fake body parts. And that goes to a whole different conversation about the people. We have a chance to touch on it here and here and here, but there needs to be a whole holistic conversation.
Absolutely.
Continuing.
Yes.
At the from the primary school level.
Yes.
I spoke to an educator. I actually interviewed an educator. She was 99 thereabouts. Great recall. And certain things I was trying to learn from her, I couldn't because she didn't know. Those who taught her didn't tell her about our history. So as you go see your grandfather, Sydney, that would not be something that they would tell us.
That's right.
So our education was crafted. Let's take this caller because it's a very important discussion. Let's see what this caller have to say. We're about to get to the close, but caller, you'll have one voices.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Greetings in the name of Jesus Christ. He who save only his elect ones from their sins and from earth and from hell, and the second person of eternal Trinity. Now, excuse me, it's very good to learn about the herbs and that sort of stuff. And the herbs are very, very beneficial to human beings. And like the Bible says, God created them for our different purposes for our benefit. And it's nice to hear a program and the dealing with the herbs. But I would like to also go and say this as well. Your journey is concerned, most of what he said is not scientific, with all due respect. Maybe one of what I said might have some science to it, but most of what he said doesn't have enough science to it. For example, let's deal with seeds. And I'm reading something from an article called How to Germinate Seeds, a Beginner's Guide. And it says, for example, some seeds are quick to germinate, taking 1 to 2 weeks at most, such as chilies, beans, sunflowers, and pumpkins. Some seeds take more, like 2 to 4 weeks, such as mango and parsley. And others, depending on how warm or cold it is, take closer to 2 months, such as avocado. You see, a lot of us say things that are not scientific. And this thing about melanin and the sun and that sort of stuff, I would like him to give the scientific source because I know similar claims, and when you check them scientifically, they're not scientific. And we got to be careful with what we say. We have to be very careful because we are misleading people. And lastly, I would like to say for Johnny and others, 2 Peter chapter 1 says that the word of God was given by the Holy Spirit to godly men. And that is not the product of our private interpretation. That means it's not the product of our minds, of our reasoning. The Bible, the Holy Scriptures, is the product of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit used men of God to give us the Scriptures as the Holy Spirit had them to write the Scriptures. And I should have said that Saturday when Jeremy called in Saturday and saying that the scripture was just of men only. No, it is in a sense of men, but ultimately it is of the Holy Spirit. 2 Peter chapter 1. You need to read that chapter.
Okay,
Thank you very much. And I love learning about the herbs. The herbs are very, very, very beneficial to human beings. And they make, a lot of them are used to make medicines because they're very beneficial, especially the ganja. The ganja is a very, very beneficial plant, very beneficial. And it is so sad that it is fight down because many diseases, many sicknesses, and just sort of the ganja, as we know, is the most beneficial to treat certain diseases. But because they're not ready at times, many suffer immediately, like seizures and that sort of stuff. Thank you.
Much appreciated,
Right,
your contribution as always. We got about 5 minutes to go, so we're going to swing into this. The one with me. You gave me 2 packages more. You bought me 2 gifts. We're going to go first to the tincture. Talk to me. It's called Stinging Nettle Tincture.
Yes.
And you bought it for little Socrates. So tell me how I'm supposed to use it and what it's for. We have a few minutes to just share this information and the bagabush. So call it. So let's talk about this, okay?
Digestive care. Okay.
Tell me all about that, please.
All right. The tincture. What happened? I used to do just the teas, right? And then as I did my research, I found out though that if you extract it, if you soak and let these herbs soak in alcohol, that it actually extracted more of the benefits from the herb, right? And I was like, really? Okay. So I started doing that. Now, I love my herbs. I love my teas, and I will always stick with my teas. But if you need more benefits, then you will have the tincture. And what you do is you put it under your tongue, and then it will go directly into your bloodstream. Now, however, some people can't deal with the alcohol, and I do use glycerin for children. But that only gets about 55% or 60% of the property of the herb, right? The alcohol gets 95% of the herbs, of the benefit from the herb, right? So you put it under your tongue to go directly into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with the alcohol, what I do, I put it in a tea. And then I let the drop sit for 10 minutes, and the alcohol evaporates. Then you can use it.
For people who want to get that, how do they get it?
They call us. They call myself 664-1175 or Sydney 667-4248 or 766-7748.
And you're the good folks from Riches of the Earth Organic
Farm. Yes, and we have, listen now, we have the Stinging Nettle tincture. We also have one called Touch Me Not, which is called the Shame, and that's an aphrodisiac. So if you need an aphrodisiac, and it actually works for erectile dysfunction
I have a
as
friend
well.
in the UK called Chris Collins. I need to get some.
And we also do one that's the eye bright. The eye bright is for upper and lower respiratory problems as well.
Eye bright.
Eye bright, yes.
What about eyesight?
Now we do. Now when you do the eye bright, you do not use the tincture for that. You use the herb itself, and you make a tea from it, and you actually wash your eye with it, and it helps the eye, the inflammation, or any type of problem that you have with your eyes. You use the eye bright. Did you know you have a plant that actually is called eye bright? And we have it right here. In fact, what happened really quickly, let me tell you, there's this lady came to
We're
the
gonna look to
farm.
wrap
We're gonna look to wrap up. We got about 10 minutes to go, so we have to rush you on
Okay,
that.
sorry about that.
All right,
Come, join us. Call us.
Okay, we have been talking speaking with the good folks that from Riches of the Earth Organic Farm in the persons of Victoria and Is that your name, the Black Jesus?
Black Jesus, yes.
Right? It's been an education. It's been quite the experience having you guys here, and very short we should be able to do this again.
Yes.
We were speaking about getting some tours crafted to come to the farm.
Yes.
You'll be part of the rural tourism package which we're going to hold off for the next season.
Yes.
So yes, we're out of time. We want to thank all the folks who were able to make the contribution, those who were able to view, and just generally support the program. You'll be listening to Voices Monday, July 17th. My name is Socrates. I want to wish you peace, love, and a much better tomorrow. And what's the last thing again? For Chris Collins.
The shame. The touch me not.
Wonderful people. See you again on Wednesday, is it? On Friday, we'll continue the education here at WIN FM. Right? The Voices. Thank you, guys.
Get ready for the biggest sales event of the year. It's the Horseman's Furniture and Appliance